Interesting. There's really not that many people here. Thomas, Vincenzo, what's up? It's just you guys. A little disappointed, not gonna lie. Sure for sure, what's up? Alright, it says there's only 2 people here, but I guess maybe there's 3, unless Vincenzo or Thomas left. If I had to guess out of the 2, it's probably Vincenzo. Lets his presence be known and then gets out of Dodge. How we all doing? Hopefully you guys have some good plans for the weekend. Nice 3-day weekend. Sorry I missed you guys this morning. The wife usually wakes me up when I'm sleeping in, and she didn't wake me up, so I slept in. I had a rough night last night. I was up till about 1 o'clock. After I was up until 1, I couldn't really fall asleep. I remember looking at my phone. It was like 2:45. And then I remember around 3:15, my oldest woke up. And I was like, man, I finally felt like I was asleep. And I looked at my phone. I was like, geez, it's only been a half hour. And so kind of went and took care of that. And before I know, it was 4 o'clock. And then I couldn't fall back asleep. I remember looking at my phone one last time before I finally fell asleep. It was 5:15. So, yeah. 9 o'clock, I guess, rolled around, and the wife, I guess, knew kind of what happened and didn't wake me up. So, yeah, I ended up sleeping in and missing the morning. I didn't actually wake up on my own until about 10:30. When I looked at my phone this morning, it was 10:35. So, yeah, that was what happened this morning. The only trade that I looked back and saw that I feel like I may have taken was this PDD. When I went back and looked at kind of what everybody in Team ISW traded today, this was really the only one that I saw that I would have been interested in. It would have been on this move after it consolidated here and then went through high a day, pre-market high of day, and kind of shot up here. Not exactly sure how we would have played it, to be completely honest. If we kind of zoom in a little bit, when it went through, we probably would have been in on this move. I'm not sure if we would have stayed in, so it might have been a loser, to be honest. Unless, let's see, 65.66 came all the way down to 65.15. I don't know. I don't know how it would have played out, right? You can't really. I seriously hate the YouTubers out there that will be like, oh yeah, let me zoom back in. Would have got my entry here at 65. I wouldn't have hit the top probably, but I would have got over 65.50. So we'll say 65.55, and I would have covered, at the bottom of this wash. Obviously we can't pick the bottom, but I would have got it at 65.20. And it's like, get the F out of here. Get the F out of here. So hopefully we're going to see if some people want to start rolling in here. It still says I only have 2 people watching on here. I wonder, let me see if I can open up the dashboard and see if it tells a different story. I do plan on doing the giveaway. It would just kind of suck for no one to be here. Okay, so on here it says I got 8 people on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. So a little different story when you bring up the dashboard. Yeah, it's weird. For some reason my restream is only showing. Let me see. Let's try settings first. Analytics. No, I don't want to hit that one. So I'm just going to close it and reopen it and see what happens. It's not going to close the stream or anything, but. So the idea behind the giveaway, I'm going to talk about, there we go. So it's working now. The idea behind the giveaway is I'm going to open it up. It's still opened. You guys can see I haven't even opened it yet. I'm going to do a complete live review of the Tonor. I think it's pronounced Tonor, but I'll call it Tonor because it just sounds better. Sorry in advance, but it's the TC-777 microphone. You can find this on Amazon. They reached out to me and asked me if I could give them an unbiased review. Well, they actually asked me if I could give them a review, and I responded saying the only way I'll give you a review is if I can do an unbiased review, because I don't do that kind of stuff. And if I ever did in the future give a review, I would definitely let you know up front that I was paid for it. So in a sense, I was paid for this via the microphone, but I am in return, after I do the review, going to give it away to you guys, to one of you guys. So we will get to that. But first, let's go over this week's trading, shall we? I have one loss. I've had one loss since we've come back to this strat. And I also want to talk to you guys about where did my OBS go? Oh, let me minimize this. I also want to talk to you guys, if you look on my montage, I actually changed my entry stuff again. And I'm going to tell you why. Thank you, Brett Michaels. Welcome to the channel. Like the Brett Michaels. I feel like my Twitch stream views are never accurate. Oh, there went Vincenzo. Raid, what's up, man? Coco, welcome. Speaking of Coco, real quick, just your profile picture there reminded me. Have you guys seen The Humbled Trader? I remember watching her like last November, and she was hovering like right around 10,000 subscribers. I randomly checked her page today because I don't really watch her. She's over 250,000. I think she's at like 260,000 subscribers. That's nuts. That's nuts. But yeah, pretty crazy. I mean, good for her. She's very funny. She kind of ticks all the boxes for being a successful YouTuber here in the day trading world. As far as like she covers penny stocks, just a bunch of different boxes that she ticks. She's funny. She puts out really good content. Just whether it's not my niche, so that's why I don't really follow her. But I'm sure in a very male-driven area that we call day trading, some people like to watch the other gender make some videos. So I'm sure that helps. But anyways, we'll get to the montage as well. Let's take a look at our previous week. So ever since we started trading the new, or well, I shouldn't say new system, the 112 system that we had traded before, we are, let's see, we started it here on May 8th. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've taken 12 trades. And we only had one loss, which was kind of frustrating because when you look at the chart, it probably should have been a winner, especially if we would have done our 75% and then only had 25% left over, which we're going to get into as well, because I'm getting a little tired of myself. Pole dancer, start saying smash that like button. I feel like saying smash that like button is a little outdated. I need to come up with a way to say hit the like button though. I will say that. So what was I gonna say? I forget what I was gonna say. It was something about. No, it wasn't about the like button. But anyways, let's get back to, let's actually just go by date here. So it was May 8th. It'd be a lot easier to just do it this way. May 8th to, I'll just do the end of the. So we got 12 trades total. Oh, that's right. How we're exiting the trades, because I'm getting a little inconsistent and I don't like it. But yeah, so $102.45 is our return since we started this over 12 trades, 91.67% win accuracy, and really just that one loss on car, which was yesterday, that probably shouldn't have been a loss. So then we had that break-even trade on LB, which probably should have been a winner. Kind of juked ourselves out of it. It ended up working out just like we wanted it to, but it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right when we were in the trade, so we ended up taking it break even, and hey, I'm not going to be mad about it. So really not too much to talk about as far as the trades since we went back to 112. But what we can talk about real quick is the what's going on there? Okay, it was like lagging there for a sec. Is the montage and our new buttons. Well, they're not new. We actually tried these for a couple days before we switched back to the range-based buttons. So my entry, you've got this. Wait, what? Did you see her stripper vid? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. The pole dancing one. Yeah. I see. Now I know why you said pole dancer. I got you. Yes, I won, so balls from my mouth. Hey, I actually do plan this. I'm sticking to my word. If we get to 35 concurrent viewers as well as the 20 likes, I will definitely still give away the balls as well. We can do 2 giveaways tonight. We'll see if we get there. So, anyways, on the montage, let's get through this, guys. Come on, we can do it. If you guys remember, actually here, I'll load it up because I did save this. So, where is it? Entry based on range. So if we go back to the other montage, let's go to this screen real quick. You can see it a little bit better. Wait, why is there a montage behind a montage? I just realized that. Ooh, that's interesting. That could be dangerous. But anyways, these were my buttons. Let me move it over because you can't see it. I guess I could have kept it over here. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. Mom, you won't give me the remote. Okay, anyways. I had 6 buttons, and what I was trying to do, let's pull up PDD again. I'll give you guys an example. Why are the... was that yesterday? There we go. Okay. So if I were to get in here, I would look at the start of the move, which I would use as 64.23, which is the previous resistance, and say I was looking to get in at 65.50. So that move is about $1.25. So look down here. I have buttons for $1 or $1.50. So here comes the inconsistency, right? I can choose one of those 2 buttons. I don't have a $1.25 button, but if I did, it would be there. But basically, that's how I was deciding how much share size I would use. Well, what I found out that I was doing is, say that I thought it moved $1.25 like really quickly, and I thought that this could possibly go like another $1.25, I would lean more towards the $1.50 button because it's less shares and I'm giving it more room. But if for some reason, and that's the thing, is I was never being more aggressive, I was always being less aggressive. So say it made like a $1.50 move and it was like right at $1.50. There's no reason that I shouldn't hit the $1.50 button, right? But I was finding myself hitting, say, the $2 button. Say it was making a 75-cent move. I was finding myself hitting the $1 button. So I was being very inconsistent because I was being way too passive with my entry size. So I started to realize that I'm not going to be consistent if I have all these options. I'm also I'm pulling up a chart and I'm worried so much about like the range, what my share size is going to be, what my max loss is going to be. You know, I'm so worried about these things that I'm not just trading, right? I'm not just trading the chart. My wife only has 1 button, but if you ask her, I never hit it correctly. Oh, jeez. Win for you, bro. What? What's that, Jeff? I made it. You give away your balls yet? No, I'm not getting, the balls aren't the giveaway. The giveaway is this cool Tonor TC-777 that we're going to review here in a little bit. I was kind of going through all the weekly trading stuff and then we were going to get into it. So what did I feel I could do to solve the issue? So real easy. Let me open back up the other desktop. What I felt like we could do is something very simple. If you look at what the button says, it says short the bid, and right now I have it set to 500 divided by the price. So what that's saying is it's taking a $500 position and divide by the current price of the stock, and that'll give you your share size. So on PDD, pull up the trusty calculator here. So on PDD, if we were looking to get in at that 65.50 area, we would take 500 divided by 65.50, and our share size for a $500 position would be 7.2 7.63, so it would be 7 or 8 shares. It would round that probably to 8. So it would be 8 shares. On a $10 stock, it would be 500 divided by 10. So it would be 50 shares. So I chose 500 for 2 reasons. One, the 2 reasons are, one, to be small enough just to make sure that it works before we bump it up, which I'm looking to bump this up pretty quickly. When we tested it the first time, we threw 750 in there and it was okay, but I want to test 500 for like a week, maybe even 2 weeks, just to make sure it's kind of okay. That's all. I just want to make sure if we do end up with like a max loss, that it's not too big based on, the chart or whatever. But what this is going to do is it's going to give us the same share size no matter the chart. All it's going to do is base it on the price. Now, this kind of goes against everything that I've talked about when it comes to range trading, right? Because now let's think of, man, I wish I knew what a $10 stock was off the top of my head. Anybody know a $10 stock off the top of their head? What was car? All right, close enough. We'll use car. All right, actually, you know what? Let me pull up this. Let's see. I was seeing if I could get one closer. Did Azel keep running up? It's at 8. We'll use Azel. So let's pull the calculator back up here. Now, what we do know is the reason I was using ranges and not something like this is because an $8 stock like AZUL could maybe move from 8 to 850, and that's a huge move for AZUL. But then say scroll over to CAR, and say it was an $8 stock too, that could move from 8 to 10, and that could be a big move, right? But that's a huge difference, right? That's 4x the amount that AZUL moved. So if I'm taking the same share size, which in this case would be 500 divided by 8, that would be 62, 63 shares. That's going to be our share size regardless. But if it only moves 50 cents, right, on that first entry, that's $31.25. But if it were to move $1.50 from 8, or to 10, sorry, if it moved from 10, it would be 2. So 62.50 times 2, that would be $125, right? That's 4x the amount that it would be, on the same price stock, right? It's just the range is different. So that's where this could be an issue, but how you solve that, here's the key. This is basically what Brian does, the one you guys hear me talk about all the time. How we go about not fixing this, but how you trade with this entry system is if you get into the stock at $8 on AZUL and you realize that this thing is, moving in like 10, 15, 20 cent increments, you can look to get your ads in a lot closer together, right? So you would get an ad in, say at 820, 825, and then it keeps going to 850, you get your ad in. But say you get in at 8 on CAR, if it was an $8 stock as well, and it shoots right up to like 8, right through 850 up to like 875, you're obviously going to be getting your ads in a lot slower. So yes, you're going to be down a lot more on that first entry, but you're adding a lot slower because it's a bigger mover, right? So you're going to basically you're just going to space your ads out a lot more based on how the stock is moving. So that's how you trade with this entry system, and that's what we're going to do. So it's still 112, and nothing else has changed except for now you will see I will have the same exact share size at the same exact price point no matter what, because it's all based on price. It's position size divided by price. That's literally the hotkey, and I will show you guys that real quick. I always have trouble dragging this because I don't have a title bar. So right click. So CXL all symbol, that just cancels any orders that are out there on the symbol. Limit order on the bid -3, share equals 500 divided by price. TIF equals day, so just make sure it's during the day, and then sell, send. That's it. That's the whole hockey. It's nice and simple. Just that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to go back to simplicity, because I'm finding myself when I pull up a chart, I'll see a chart that I like, and then all of a sudden I go into, okay, it's above previous resistance. I would like to see it extend here. I start looking over here at my 60-minute and the daily. I look for key levels. Then I say, okay, the range, from that area up to that level, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it just has to meet all this criteria. Where instead, back when I was doing really well with this strategy, I would just pull up a chart. I liked it. I like the extension. I traded it, right? It was that simple. So I want to get back to that. I want to get back to the simplicity of just trading the chart, feeling the chart, trading the chart. Should be that easy. All right, let's scroll up here. Let's see what's going on. Tilray. Tilray's, I think I figured out Tilray would have been absolutely perfect. Thank you, GDT. I should have looked up. ARTA. David, what's up, man? No, it's not a bracket trade. Actually, none of my buttons will have brackets now. The 4 black buttons you see down here that I added, this one's stop at high of day. So at any given time, say, just like right here, say we got into this move and it starts to come back down and our leftovers are coming up, we could hit this stop at high of day button and it'll literally put a stop for the rest of our shares at high of day. Stop at break even. At any given time, it'll put a stop at our current average. Stop at max, which I have set to $50 right now, is a pretty cool button that DAS finally updated and changed something to where you can actually put a stop in based off of a monetary value. So we have that option now, which here, I'm just going to put that in because I have a feeling somebody's going to ask me for this. I'm just going to put it in the chat right now. But what that does, it's set to 50. All you would have to do is change the share equals 50 to the amount that you want. And what it'll do is, say we had an average of 10 and I had 100 shares and I hit stop max, I hit that button, it would put a stop loss at 1050 for the remaining shares. So it's pretty cool. Cover 1R, at any given point, it'll take my average. It'll find where the current high of day is, and then it'll put a take profit at whatever 1R is. So if this high of day is 20 cents above my average, it'll put take profit at 20 cents below my average, if that makes sense. It's just a 1-to-1 risk reward. And sometimes I like to put that out there. Say I do get into 1, 1, 2, like I get my full entries in. I would like to sometimes just know where that 1R is so that I know how much I'm actually risking on the trade and where I would need to get back to in order to make how much I'm risking on that trade. So, all right, let's see. Had a good run today, ARTA. Now I'm just curious what it looks like. It's not coming up. You sure you got that one right, Thomas? I hate moving this thing. That stock is not coming up. Dario, what's up, Double D? Kim, what's going on, man? Vincenzo, welcome back. GDT equal BFA, baby-faced assassin. I love it. Bigger range equal more patience. Yep, exactly. Tim's dot. Man, Vincenzo is just off the chains. Look, he's been calling me the Enrique Iglesias of trading because of my dot. It's starting to really scab though, so it's not going to be there much longer. Oh, ATRA? Did I read it wrong up here? No, you typed it wrong. Okay, so it was you. It wasn't me. Ooh, dang! Look at that thing. Man, I could have even been around for that one, but I gave up. I woke up late and I was just, I'm not trading today. Was this all just like one nice continuous move? Look at, and it gave all of it back plus some. What a beauty. I wonder if the guys in the room got this. Trying to look, I mean, there's a little bit of a topping tail here, so could have trapped some people. Closed at 1793. So this closed at 1793, and then it must have went right back up because this one says it opened at 1802. So it must have jumped up. And then, man, this thing skyrocketed. What's the float on this thing? crazy. Tim, can you put the break-even cover? Yeah, I can give them all to you. Jonathan, what's up, man? Brett Michaels, I did try the Sterling platform for a month, and I switched right back. It wasn't for me. I just didn't like it. If you go from DOS to Sterling, you're going to go right back to DOS. It's just I keep wanting to use the word fluidity. Is that even a word? The processing power, the fluidness, I know that's a word. Just the quickness of DOS, the execution speed of DOS versus Sterling. It was just, there's just nothing to it. So, okay. I'm going to put these all in chat real quick. Constantine, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome. Best trade of the day, Dario? Nice. Yeah, I wasn't even at my computer for pretty much all day. I was a little disappointed. I made my little 1-minute video when I finally kind of woke up, and then just kind of went from there. So stop at high of day. I'm going to just put these out there real quick. And then I think we'll start our little microphone review. At the same time of doing the microphone review, I do feel free to ask any questions about anything, stock market related, microphone related, whatever. Stop at break even. Now, the reason I don't have the cancel orders in front of these is because if you have an order for take profit out there, I didn't want to cancel that just by putting your stop in, right? So I didn't feel that that was necessary to put in these. So stop max, and then I'll just put in there that I have it set at 50. And then cover 1R. Because these are all just like orders you would put out there just in case type things. All right, so there's all 4 of those hotkeys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get to this review. And let me pull this up real quick. Oops, wrong thing. Anybody have any good plans for the weekend? It's tomorrow is my wife's birthday. And on top of that, I don't have, the heck? Dang, Twitch is like almost instant with the latency there. I was like basically repeating what I said. I was trying to see how many viewers it said I had, just making sure it wasn't lying to me, because I don't want to fall behind on the possible other giveaway. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to plug this in while still using our current mic. Try to be gentle with opening it here so that when I repackage it, oh, I wasn't too gentle. And I figured it was kind of one of the reasons I said I would do the review too, because I like doing research, and I love doing, I wouldn't say doing reviews, because I don't really do reviews, but I do so much research that, I figured it can't hurt to help a company out if they want, some feedback, and I figured I could help you guys out. So alright, so when we first open the box, this is what we got. Little pamphlet on top. Little service card. Says we hear you. Looks like it's got a 2 years replacement warranty. That website, contact info to reach out to. And then looks like we got the USB cable here on top, and there's the microphone. Oh, this is actually the windscreen. So it actually comes with if you want to use, this is actually what I use on mine. If you guys want to take a quick look, that's what I use. So I don't have a windscreen, but this one actually looks like it might be better used with one. But I think this is really just extra. So it's kind of already in it's actually completely assembled already, minus the windscreen. As you'll see, I took it out of the box here. USB cable over here. It's already on the tripod. I'm actually just gonna tilt it up like this. I'll kick the tripod legs out. Now it feels like the tripod, it's actually metal. The legs are metal. It's got nice rubber feet on it. This piece is plastic, which isn't too bad. And then, I mean, the mic itself, it's in a shock mount, as you can see. It's kind of moving around here. This piece is for the windscreen, which we'll attach in a second. The mic itself, though, it does feel a little cheap, right? But in this price point, there's not much you can expect. But hey, if it performs, that's kind of what we're after. It's very well protected in the shock mount. It's already on the tripod, so it's hard to kind of damage the mic per se, unless I guess you dropped it top heavy. Let's put this on the windscreen on real quick. All right. Looks like Sure for sure. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. It looks like it's just a screw on right here. This is the windscreen. So we'll take the little end piece here. As you can see, there's where it screws on. Just looks like I don't know the dimensions. I'm sure we'll have to look in the package and see if it's there. But this is supposed to be very plug and play. So we're going to screw this on. And the idea is, I guess depending on how you want to sit it on your desk, if you want it in front or behind, let's turn it around this way. But essentially, this is how you would have it set up, right? So you would obviously talk through the windscreen, and what the windscreen is really designed to do is to catch your S's and all those other, like the P's, like when you make those funny noises, it's designed to catch those so that noise doesn't make it fully to the mic, so that it comes out a little bit more crisp. And yeah, let's see if we can't just plug this in. Let's see what we get. All right, so it popped right up, says we're setting up the Tonor TC-777. So that's a good thing. Pop screen, windscreen, whatever. Come on. I don't know if it's omnidirectional. We'll go ahead and read the instruction manual a little bit here. Let's see, 1 through 8. Computer setup. It says it's cardioid, so no, it is not omnidirectional. So I guess we would have to make sure we're actually talking into it the correct way. All right, so I think we're set up here. I'm going to actually wrap this around. Let me look in the booklet real quick to see if you do have to speak into it on one side or the other, because that can be an issue. But it does look like they have the labeling on the one side of the microphone, so I'm going to assume that you should. So they don't have, if the mic is not recognized, if a buzz or electric sound is found, unplug it, and then plug it in again. Make sure all interfaces are plugged in tightly. Restart your computer. Well, that's not going to happen. Record an audio sample to check if it is being caused by the environment or the interference or electronic devices. Keep the microphone away from mobile phone. Where is my phone? Okay, it's over there. The microphone volume should not be too high. It is recommended to set the microphone volume at 50 to 80%. Use recording software to utilize noise reduction. Okay. All right. So see if it does your deep voice like the other mic. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to go into OBS. I'm going to click settings, properties. So you might lose me here for a second. We're going to see if we can just change it over. Test, test, test. So it looks like it might be a little bit low, but you should be able to hear me. I'm going to hold it up to my face a little bit. This is probably where I would normally have it. It is set right now to be on the desk. So obviously you guys are hearing this before me. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this, but you'll have to let me know what it sounds like. Does it sound just as good? Does it sound worse? Does it sound better? To let me know. This is the live review. I do like the overall stand. I'm not gonna lie. For about $40, you get a lot out of this. You get a nice tripod. It comes basically in a shock mount already. You get the pop screen. It sounds the same. Interesting. I should make sure here. I'm gonna turn my other mic off just to make sure it's not still my other mic. Okay, no, it's still registering. So this is indeed this mic. Wow. Bring in the kids. Let's test. That's so true. All right. Interesting. I like it. All right, let me, you know what? I'm going to give it a quick listen myself. I'm going to pull up the file here that we are. Sorry about that. It might be really loud. All right, so I think we're set up here. And then plug it in again. Make sure all interfaces. Okay, I heard the switch. Test, test, test. So it looks like it might be a little bit low, but you should be able to hear me. I'm going to hold it up to my face a little bit. This is. Oh, there's definitely a difference there. It is set right now to be on the desk. So okay, obviously you guys are hearing this before me. Maybe it's different because I don't know, maybe my headphones are a little bit better. I'm not going to say I have the nicest headphones, but I could definitely hear a difference there. So what we're going to do is, let me think of a sentence, and I'm going to repeat it back twice, and I'm going to change the microphone. And I want you guys to tell me which one you think sounds better. I'm not going to tell you which mic I'm talking on. All right, so let me think of a sentence first. Okay, I'll just make one up. All right, so properties. Does this still work while? Okay, it's still working while I'm in here. And I am switching or not switching. And here we go. Tim is the best trader who can also do a Rubik's Cube. Give that away because I totally forgot I didn't have that one turned on. Tim is the best trader and can also do a Rubik's Cube. This is what it sounds like when I'm talking high, and this is what it sounds like when I'm talking low. This is what it sounds like when I'm talking high, and this is what it sounds like when I'm talking low. Can you guys hear a difference in the switch? That's kind of, I've watched when I was doing research on microphones, you would hear that's kind of how they do microphone reviews. So they'll pick sentences and they'll say them the same. They'll switch back and forth. They'll test the highs. They'll test the lows. I guess I could test the easy button, how you hear it in the background.
That was easy.
See if that makes a difference.
That was easy.
Can you guys hear the difference? Or is it still the same? Let's try one more test here. ATRA made a crazy move today, and I think the float was lower. I'm not sure, but it sure does look like it was. ATRA made a crazy move today. Looks like it was a low float, but I'm not sure if it was. The first one sounded better? Yeah, it's top-notch microphone review. Hey, if you're going to do something, do it right. Right? That's all I'm saying. So it's definitely, I'm using it now. It's definitely not a bad mic. Let me listen to that test again real quick. Heard it there. Come on. All right. You guys are hearing this before me? Maybe I'm switching or not switching. And here we go. All right, let's hear this. Tim is the best trader who can also do a Rubik's Cube. And I can do a Rubik's Cube, by the way, because I totally forgot I didn't have that one turned on. Tim is the best trader and can also do a Rubik's Cube. You can definitely hear the difference. This is what it sounds like when I'm talking high, and this is what it sounds like when I'm talking low. This is what it sounds like when I'm talking high, and this is what it sounds like when I'm talking low. Yeah, so what I'm hearing, the main difference between the two is kind of the lows. The mids to the lows are much better on my current mic, which is the Samson Q2U. But when you get up into the highs, it is very clear. It sounds like a good microphone, but you can tell that it is a little bit less quality. It's missing those drivers kind of in the middle. And again, I'm not an audio snob when it comes to mics, but just from my research and, what I do know, overall, I would say for $40, this is a pretty good starter mic. I'm not going to lie. The build quality is pretty awesome. Like I said, the microphone itself, this part is, the quality is definitely not there, but it is a $40 mic. So you got to, do what you can. I mean, it was literally plug and play. It's USB, plug it in, you're good to go. And it comes, like I said, the tripod's nice. It comes with a nice pop screen. It's already in a shock mount. And basically what the shock mount is, so if I have it sitting here on my desk, if I were to just sit here and pound the table, you'll probably hear the sound of the table, but you're probably not hearing the microphone itself. And that was actually one thing that I struggled with, which is why I ended up buying a shock mount for this, because anytime my kids would play with the mount or anything like that, you guys would hear the screeching and like anytime they would kick the table, it would just make the whole microphone just like explode basically. So I definitely was like, hey, I'm just gonna buy a shock mount, and this was $20 and it literally fixed the problem. So the next thing I need to buy is a better actual like mic stand, what it's on. Because this is like a cheap, I think it was like $11, and it's definitely, I mean, it's basically designed the same as all the others, but just the build quality is not that great. But when you're first starting out, you gotta do what you can do. You guys hear a difference in the switch? So let me hear the last part of this real quick. That's kind of, I've watched when I was doing research on microphones, you would hear, that's kind of how they do microphone reviews. So they'll pick sentences and they'll say them the same. They'll switch back and forth. They'll test the highs. They'll test the lows. I guess I could test the easy button, how you hear it in the background.
That was easy.
See if that makes a difference. You can definitely hear the difference for sure.
That was easy.
It's definitely those mid to the lows. They're just not as pristine. They're more mono per se. So like think of having a mono stereo, like just coming through your speakers, like everything's the same, versus like a 5.1 where everything is kind of more detailed. That's really the only gripe I have with it. But if you're just looking for a starter mic, definitely something worth looking at. The only issue that I have is it only cost me, the Samson mic, the mic itself cost me about $60. But you start throwing in the shock mount, which was another 20, the stand, which was 11, the filters, I think I got 5 of them. There were a bunch of different colors for like $5. So you're talking around like $100 versus you get the full package with this for $40. So less than half the price for, that. It's a more of a entry starter type microphone. So it's nice. I like it. So let's see what you guys had to say about it real quick. The first one sounded better. I honestly don't remember which one I had up first, but I'm only going to assume it was the better one. Yeah, see, I would have had to have been paying attention to the chat for this. Kim said I hear more high-end sounds and less of the deeper. Maybe that was with that one. I don't know. The first one sounds better. Second one has a little feedback too. And that's the other thing too, is sometimes it could create feedback. It could be because again, my phone is on the desk. I don't know. That shouldn't really make that big of a difference. So the first one for sure. Oh, it was a 57 mil float. Interesting, man. That thing really took off. I would have hated to have started this thing early, like around 17. That would have been hurting. Just out of curiosity, this will make David happy if he's still here. He is. Just jump back in. Which one is the new one? The new one is this guy, the one that's kind of an all-in-one type package. The one that didn't sound as good. At least I think so. Yeah, for that price, I do think it's a pretty good microphone. For $40, you literally get the full package. You get everything that you would need. You get the windscreen, the pop filter, whatever you're going to call it, the actual mic. It comes in a shock mount, and it's already on a tripod. And it literally came like this. The only thing I had to do was attach the windscreen. I keep calling it windscreen, the pop filter, to this little piece that came in it. It's pretty nice. So let's do the math here. Say we started this at, we'll just say 1750. All right. I mean, I feel like your first start was probably here though, 17 through 17, because it even tried to pull back. Let's just say 1710. So 1710, or 500 divided by 1710. So it would have been 29 shares. So 29, and then it went all the way up to, what was the high? 1936. So 1936 minus 1710. So I mean, it's about $50, right? So 226 times so about $66. So that's actually not as bad as I thought. Not at all. But that is on just the first entry. But like I said, right, you get in at 1710, right, and then you realize this thing shoots right up to 18. Your ad's going to be a lot further apart, right? And then you're at 18, your last ad, if this thing shoots up through 19, there's your last ad. So it's a big difference where if you get in a 1710 and you realize that this is only kind of grinding at this point and it's only going to go up to like 1750 per se, you can get your ads in a little bit quicker. But if this thing just literally shoots straight up to 18, obviously you're going to play it differently than if it's kind of grinding up to 1750 per se. So yes, 29 shares would be just one entry. Yeah, that would be the first entry. When you hit that button, it's literally taking $500 divided by the current price. So if it's at 1710, it would be 500 divided by 1710, and you're in the trade for how many ever shares that is. So that way it's always the same. And then you would use that share size for the remaining of the trade. So if it was 29, you would take 29 on the second trade because it's a 1-1. And then on 2, it would obviously be 60 or, well, 58. I am not a breakout trader, Brett. I am the opposite of a breakout trader. I short into breakouts. So what I look for, if you see this line here, it's kind of a previous resistance, right? Where it was holding, kind of held here, broke through a little bit of a fake out, but it made a new resistance, and then it tried it again over here, and then it broke out. So what I'm looking for is to kind of feel the top. And how I do that is, first off, we have the Intensity Stockwatch scanners. I wouldn't be able to trade without the Intensity Stockwatch scanners. And I basically wait for it to go off on those scanners. I'll pull the chart up, and then basically what those scanners do is they give you a stock that is basically ready to show signs of a reversal. And that's what we look for. We look for very intense moves, because the stronger the move, the weaker the trend. And we look to short into these pops, looking for the moves back down. So that's how I trade. You did not miss the giveaway. I am about to do it right now. So everybody, first off, thank you for being here. I always appreciate your support, whether you're here just for the giveaway or if you've always been here, which most of you are and always have been. All I need from you is I need you to live in the United States or Canada, and I need to hear from you why you deserve the microphone. What's the reason that I should give you the microphone? I'm not going to do a random giveaway like I usually do for everything else. I want this to actually help somebody, and I would like for everyone to put out in the chat why you deserve the microphone. Everybody is allowed to win. Everybody here, it's for everybody. There's no other criteria except for I just want to know your reasoning for why you want the microphone. That's it. That's all I want. And I will pick somebody. It's that simple. I will give everybody until 11:45 to give me your response. So 11:45, we're going to cut it off and I'll pick somebody. So I'm actually going to pull out my little screenshot tool. So every time I get one of the entries, I can pull it up and I can make a little row of what's going on. Or actually, you know what? I'll do a notepad. It'll probably be easier. I just want my teammates to hear my call outs better. You know, being an avid Counter-Strike player who has now been playing a lot of Valorant, I can't tell you how many times I wish my teammates would just make a call out. The amount of times I wish I could just be like, here's a mic, dude. Start calling stuff out. You think people want to hear your voice on Discord? Well, we don't really talk on Discord, at least not yet. I do plan on doing that when the kids go to school. I'd love to do audiobook narration as a side hustle. And my current Shure mic is not digital. Thanks. Shure mic? Like the SHURE? Was that what you meant? I've heard of them before. I haven't heard of SURE. But meanwhile, I do want to say thanks to Tonor. I'm pretty sure it's Tonor for reaching out. I'm gonna get ahead. I'll a bit to give you like an actual review video. So I'll probably put that out on the page just as kind of a thank you. Or I might just, I don't know. We'll see. But it was really nice of them to reach out. I'll go ahead and I'll actually start repackaging this as we're kind of doing this. Gotcha. The only reason I knew it was spelled SHURE is because I've actually purchased some of their products in the past. I had a pair of their headphones. I will say that I am pretty impressed by like the quality of the mic itself. Or I totally said that wrong. Just the overall quality of the build, minus the microphone itself. That's the one thing that the whole part of this microphone that actually kind of feels like cheap and flimsy. But like I said, it's very well protected. And I think maybe that's why they have it come together, because that way you can't really mess it up per se. Now my favorite part, trying to put it all back together. Where did I put that twist tie? It's going to be so weird. We always make a big deal out of my wife's birthday for going out and doing something special. It's usually when we go on vacation. It's going to be very weird to not be doing that this year. All right, there we go. I'll try to package this as well as I can. That way, whoever gets it, it'll almost be like it was brand new. I started my own channel and will need a mic to stream my trades. You know, Vincenzo, part of me wants to just buy you a separate mic just to make you do it. So I think, oh yeah, that's right. This was folded up. I was like, how is that going to fit in there? I think, is this bent over? should have took a picture. I feel like I'm going to mess this up somehow. Oh, got it. Oh, I see. Packaging's pretty cool. There we go. Actually fit right back in there. Oh, that's right. The actual, I should have tried it with this too, but I know for a fact that these don't make too much of a difference, more so than the windscreen. I think that's why they gave you both. I just noticed that too. You can't disconnect that rod that holds on the windscreen. So I guess that is what they want you to use primarily. And then this would just be for kind of like added protection. So that's a little disappointing because maybe I don't want to use the pop filter and I would want to use like just this. So it doesn't look like you can actually disconnect that, which is kind of a bummer. So that could be one of the disadvantages as well. I'll stuff that in there. It's kind of used as added protection too. Alrighty, all packed back up. It actually went back to. That's a miracle for me. I'm not really good at repackaging things. Usually they never fit. All right. I lost my mic. What are you talking about? All right, let me scroll up, make sure I didn't miss any here. Quiet teammates can literally make or break a round. Oh, dude, I was just playing a game the other day, and we had an end of a round where it was a 2v4, and me and my teammate were communicating. We were the two. And after the round, we won the round. I was like, let me ask you a question. And this, of course, the game right before, nobody talked. It's 5-on-5, and not one other person talked. And I was like, let me ask you a question. If we hadn't communicated right then and there, was there any chance of us winning that round? And everyone was just like, hell no. And I was just like, thank you. And it's pretty crazy how many people just don't talk when it would make such a difference. Kind of wish we had voice chat in the ISW mornings. It could become a reality in my Discord at some point. We'll see. The only problem with that is it would affect the live stream. I'm not so sure I'd want the whole Discord that can possibly talk being able to be on stream. I feel like that could be a bad thing. I lost my mic for a sec or two. I don't know why. Maybe I hit the wire again. I'm an aspiring day trader currently working on building up money for my trading account. I would use the mic to make day trading videos as a trading diary. I also use it for my Twitch. That's a very good response. I think Circuit should win. That's what she said. What did I say? How's it going to fit in there? Yeah, gotcha. Thanks for the clarification, Mom. No, like literally, guys, that's my mom. Kimberly, what kind of books would you want to narrate? That's a good question. I'd like to know that too. I like to record all of my trades and then look back at the end of the week to view when I said about how I did and my reactions while under pressure. Now, believe it or not, I mean, that's a great response too. Kind of similar to Bearded Trader. You don't need a microphone technically for that. When I first started recording my trades, before I started putting them on YouTube and such, I didn't have a microphone or anything. Like if you go back and watch my first video ever, it's on one of those, oh man, drawing a blank. Oh my God. What are those little mics that you attach to your shirt? It's a funny special name. Oh man, my brain, microphone that you attach to shirt. I put camera, but same. It's going to be the same thing. I'm going to feel so stupid when I see it. It's like a funny name. Is it a lav? I call it a lav, but it's a lavalier. I just call it a lav mic. That's what it is. Couldn't think of it. So that's what I use. Yeah, beer chair. Thank you. I used one of those, and I didn't have a camera or anything. I actually went and found my old webcam from like 10 years ago. That was the first webcam that I used. Like, seriously, I'm curious. Let's pull this up. Your channel. There we go. No, stop it. Oh my jeez. There we go. Okay. Videos. Sort by oldest. I remember my son was like coughing in the background and stuff.
Did a little dip
Like listen to the audio and no video.
Part of that. So I'm looking to see if it'll come down to this trend line and hold. Also drew a support line. It's not really too much of a support, I would think, there. But
like I was still in OCX.
This, trend line to hold more so than
OCX. Bad memories.
Line.
But yeah, let me, I think maybe this was the...
This is where you would name it. So volatile stock, you know, like maybe...
I'm actually currently working on redoing. I'm actually going to be doing a series on the DOS platform. But this was like when I first made it. You can like hear the humming in the background. Just it's crazy how much you can. It's crazy how much you can just upgrade and like what you have to start with. But I think this one I used my old webcam. Yeah, like look at the webcam there. We're in the same hat. So look at the quality of that one versus my current webcam. But it did have the new microphone. It did have the new microphone. As you can hear, the audio quality was a lot better. So it's crazy to kind of go back and look at that kind of stuff. 15 likes achieved. Nice. Hey, I'm new to the channel. Thanks for the content. Nice, man. Did you subscribe? It should have popped up. And maybe you were already subscribed. I just noticed, too, that the tipper on the super chat versus the latest tipper... I should get rid of the super chat because I don't ask for super chats because I hate super chats because they take like 50% of it. It's kind of frustrating. That's why I always recommend if you are going to support the channel via donation to use the Stream Elements link down in the description. Dude, I have so many hats. It's ridiculous. I love this hat because I've worn it so much. It like just, it's so comfortable that's why I use it so much. Has May been boring for you too on the short side? I mean, looking at something like ATRA here, I would say no. No, I feel like there's been plenty of opportunity, just not as much as I would like. So if you guys are just tuning in, you did not miss the giveaway yet. We are still doing the giveaway. I already did the review on the Tonor TC-777. All I ask if you want to enter for the giveaway is to tell me why you feel that you deserve to win the microphone. And that's it. It just has to be a really good reason, and I have to think it's the best reason out of everybody else. Yeah, that's what everyone was saying, that today was pretty slow. And like I said, going back through all the trades that some of the members from ISW took, PDD was really the only one that I saw that I would have been interested in. And Trader Pro has encountered a problem and needs to close. Appreciate that, Das. That was nice of you. Oh, so nice of you. Let's go back to Friday night. Back to PDD. And yeah, so I saw right here the pre-market high. It also used that as resistance here during the move, or well, before the move. It kind of gave you a descending triangle and then faked out and then went high of day. And, you know, looking at it in hindsight, it's kind of hard to tell, but I really think this would have been a loss for me. I would have probably gotten in on this candle through 65.50. We would have got a pullback. Don't think I would have taken any there. I probably would have been looking for it to go down to 65 or through 65, and then it looks like it popped back up in one high of day. So I'm thinking I would have cut there and probably taken a loss on just a single entry if I had to guess. So I don't think it would have been a winner. And I think this was the only thing that I saw today when I went back, when I was on for about a half hour today, that I would have traded. So I didn't really see anything else except for that ATRA. If I was here in the afternoon when that happened, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened here. That would have been interesting. The only thing I see is on the daily, which is right here. Right around 18. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Yeah, it's like right at 18. So I would have probably seen this. I would have been in at 18. That probably would have been my first entry. But then again, I don't know, because that's a pretty big move away from previous resistance. So no saying that we wouldn't have been in on this candle here through 17. Who knows? That's the thing. I said it earlier. I hate YouTubers or just people in general that will pull up a chart and say, I would have did this, I would have did that. Like, you don't know that. You do not know that you would have gotten in, unless your system literally says, I get in when the 8 EMA crosses VWAP. Like, unless your system is exactly that and you do it every single time, that's the only people that can actually say that kind of stuff. But if you're someone that trades kind of based on feel, trying to feel the tops like I do, then it's complete crap. I could say, oh yeah, I would have waited. I would have had a perfect entry at 19. I wouldn't have topped it at 1936, obviously, but I would have been in through 19 and I would have been right near the top. Like, get out of here. Oh yeah, EOLS was the other one. I had taken a look at this one, and I don't think I ever would have traded this. I remember pulling it up right when I sat down. And I was like, oh, that thing is just grindy. Because I sat down like right around 11 o'clock, finally at my computer. I woke up around like 10:30, 10:35, and I finally got to my computer right around 11. And I was just like, I don't think I ever would have traded this. It's a little grindy for my taste. The only time if I would have traded it probably would have been on this one, where it kind of started to come down. Then it made a pretty big move compared to all the rest of these candles. And it does look like it pulled back pretty good from 6. It went through 6 and then pulled all the way back to 570. So that would have been the only time I think I would have traded that. But then again, hey, if I would have missed that move, which I don't think I would have, I definitely would have taken that 75%. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about, because it was so close to that previous resistance. Man, this freaking face is starting to hurt again. Brad, what's up, man? How you doing? In the heat of the moment, shit changes. It's so true. Nah, I didn't short it. EOLS never gave me an entry. Yeah, like you said, too grindy. Yeah, it's definitely too grindy. So the other thing, talking about inconsistency, I was talking to you guys about earlier my inconsistency with my entries. I've also been having very inconsistent things happen with my take profits. And I came up with a system when I went back to my 112 where, say on this trade, say we did get in through 6, right? It would have been a perfect entry almost, right? It went to 605 and came straight back down through. If it pulls back down and it gives us a pretty big flush, there were some trades where the exact same thing could happen and I was taking 50% instead of 75%. So then if it would come back up like CAR yesterday, let's take a look at that chart. Oh, we don't have to. Oh, we can take a look at it. It's fine. So yesterday on CAR, we got in on this move here, on this first move, and we took 2 entries. I think it was through 1650, and then it was up through 17. So we had 2 decent entries, right? And then when it came back down, instead of taking 75%, it was on this candle here, we took 50%. So when this came down, we were looking for it to go back through 1650 to look to take more off. Instead, it went back and stopped us out towards high of day. So we ended up with a red trade because we only took 50% off and we let the other 50% go back up through high of day and stop us out. Now, what happened after that has nothing to do with it. The point is, if you're going to scale into a trade when you have the opportunity to take profit, because if we entered here and we got to add here, that means our average is right in the middle, right? 1, 1, so it will be right in the middle. So when we get this flush here, we're obviously in the money. We should be taking off most of our position, right? That's the whole point of the trade, is to have a green trade. So if we take off 75% here and then 25% goes against us, there's no way this isn't at least a break-even trade. But then we are giving that 25% a chance where, let's remove all these lines so they're not going crazy. But say this doesn't go high of day and it just makes the bounce like here, like it normally most of the time does, and it just starts the bouncy ball effect just like this, our take profit, if we were pivoting out, would have been all the way down here, right? So that 25% that we still had a position on, instead of covering up here, we would have ended up with a 16-15 cover all the way down here. So we're letting that work for us. And sometimes you get those ones that just fade the rest of the day, and they might end up down here at 15. So every once in a while, you're going to get that 25% of your position that just fades the rest of the day, but you're never letting it take a green trade and make it a red trade when it does go high of day like this. And the reason I said none of this actually matters is because sometimes it'll go high of day like this and it'll continue up to 18. I talked about that in the recap on yesterday's video. And you would have never thought twice about how your exit was perfect when it went high of day. So don't ever think because it was a fake out and you got stopped out near the top that it was a bad trade. It happens. So the quicker you can get those out of your head, I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me. And I used to just get so frustrated by it. The quicker that you can get past that and just let it be, move on to the next trade and just forget about it, and the better off you'll be. Go listen to Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. It'll help tremendously. I feel like I missed a lot here. Wasn't GIS? What GIS? Let me scroll forward here. What about GIS? Is that a ticker? Am I missing something? Wish I had been that smart, LOL. What about AXLA? Or is that to penny stock? AXLA. I'm not penny stock biased as long as the float's fine. Oh, this isn't penny stock. I thought you were talking like $1 or under $1. I don't know. This would have been like an in the moment thing, but I do see a previous resistance and it did shoot up through. And it did shoot up through the $0.50. This could have been a possible trade. The volume was a little bit low though, right? The biggest volume bar we had was about 70K. And when this went up through, it was actually really low. What was the volume on this candle? 40,000. So that's the only thing that might have kept me away from it. But I do like the move. But it did end up coming up here. So your 25% still would have got stopped out, which would have been a little frustrating. She was a low float. He won't have traded it. Oh, this was a low float. Yeah, anything under 20 mil is what I consider a low float. Yeah, it used to be 50, but I've since realized that you can get down to about 20, and then usually around 20 and under is when things can turn into the wild, wild west a little bit. Even from 20 to like 40, it's still a little iffy. So usually if I see a float between 20 and 40, I'll try to be a little bit more careful with it. And that's actually something that I'm interested to see how I'll react with the new entry system. We'll see. Because you get a lot of the lower floats are also lower priced, which means I'm going to end up with more shares. So, cause like, let's pull the calculator out here for a sec. 500 divided by 6. Yeah, it's 83 shares in this case. So if that starts running, just say a point from 6 to 7 for whatever reason, because it's a lower float, it's $83 right there just on the first entry, which is fine. I mean, again, which is fine, but considering what I've been trading before I started scaling up, that would just be a little bit bigger of a jump than we would like as far as scaling up appropriately. So that's why I chose the 500 and not 1,000 per se right off the bat. It's just to make sure that this is a system that we like as far as the entry goes. Because the other thing that it's designed to do is to never look at the P&L. I don't do it anyway, but I started looking at the P&L every once in a while once I was in like my second entry, just to see how close it was to getting to like my max loss that I had set. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't letting it get carried away based on the current share size. But now with this, there's really no reason for me to look at it, because over the long term, if you trade the exact same way on every single chart, if you have a system in place and you follow it, it doesn't matter what that $500 is, as long like if it's the same over a long period of time. You're going to have some stocks that range $1 from 6, and then you're going to have some that range 20 cents. But if you trade them exactly the same over a long period of time, I'm talking 2-3+ years, it's all going to even itself out. So that's how you have to really look at it. So as long as you're trading consistently, which is one of the big things I talk about, right? Consistency and risk management. Those are the two biggest things that I always talk about. Then you should be fine. I do not trade double tops, Brett. That is one thing I do not trade, because getting in at a double top area, I can't tell you how many times I've been burned, because you're basically entering at a possible breakout area. So if you're wrong and this doesn't double top, it does this, and then it breaks out, and then you have a position all the way down here. So I do not like trading double tops. I don't like the risk. It's a very 50-50 type play, and I don't like playing 50-50s. I like to play 80-20s. Got any plans for the long weekend? I do not. The wife's birthday is tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what she's doing. I think she made plans with her parents. I don't know if she's taking the kids up with them. I don't know if I'm going. I'm still not feeling 100%. I don't know how her parents would feel. I'm 100% sure that I'm not contagious anymore, but you know how some people are. Even my dad was that way. I started scabbing up and I was like, Dad, I'm not contagious anymore. But he wouldn't even watch the kids because the kids are around me, even though I wasn't around the kids at all, because I made sure I didn't want to give them the chicken pox. And yeah, so some people are just, a little iffy with that kind of stuff. So I don't even know like if I'm going up there. But I know her mom is a pretty good cook, so I like to go up there when she cooks dinner. We'll see. We shall see. Hello, in my own experience, the more you think a chart pattern is about to form, like the double top, the more likely it is not going to be a double top. I can't tell you. It took me a lot of double tops that I've traded to figure out that I don't want to trade double tops anymore. I'll say that. Or I just realized past 11:45. All right, so I kind of had a winner picked from the entries as they were coming in, and unless one came in and beat it, I was kind of just set on it. And Bearded Trader, congratulations, man. You are now the proud owner of the Tonor TC-777. I will get in contact with you. If you could, shoot me a message on Discord, and we can communicate via that, and we will get that sent out to you first thing. And again, congratulations. But yeah, the double tops, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of double tops. I could go back and try to find, I didn't label them in my journal, like ones that I traded that were double tops. I wish I would have, because then I could pull it up and show you how they don't work as much as they don't, or as they do. Yeah. So no double tops. So yeah, Bearded Trader, real quick, just to go over his entry. It said, I'm an aspiring day trader currently working on building up money for my trading account, which is good. Don't rush into it, man. The more you can learn about day trading before you actually day trade, the better. Knowledge is power, 100%. I would use the mic to make day trading videos as a trading diary, and I love that part. If you could start doing that right off the bat, it would be such an advantage. And then he said he'd also like to use it for his Twitch. So, I mean, he kind of checked all the boxes there. So definitely congrats, man. And look, Stream Elements popped up at the perfect time. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the bell next to the subscribe button to turn on notifications to let you know when I go live and post new videos. I'm trying to think of a new way to tell everyone to hit the like button. I feel like I don't know. What do you guys think in my recap videos? Am I kind of boring? I'm the only one that really judges myself. A lot of people are always, talking about my trades when they say good trades and stuff like that, but I never really get any feedback about the videos themselves. Is there anything that you guys think that, like, I don't make YouTube my priority. Trading is my priority, but I do want to make the videos good enough for people to want to watch them, because the whole point one of the points of the YouTube channel was to try to get to a lot of new traders before the gurus get to them. And I mean like the ones that have paid services and stuff like that, because I want to be here to show you that a lot of that is them trying to fill their turnaround rates. And I don't have anything against their hustle. It's part of the game, but a lot of them are making that their business, right? They're making that more of a priority than their actual trading. They're more worried about marketing about their trading than they are about trading itself, so that they can sell the courses and the chat room subscriptions and stuff like that. So I want to make my videos good enough to where we can kind of rise in the ranks, so that I can get to some of these new traders before they end up shelling out the money for all of those guru type services, as well as to show you that there's free content out there, whether it's me, GDT, Kevin Avery, just a bunch of the other YouTubers out there. And I just named the ISW guys, but there's other YouTubers out there as well that provide free content. And even the gurus themselves, their stuff is on YouTube. Like, you don't need to go pay, for their courses, because a lot of the stuff that's in their courses is already on YouTube. So that's kind of one of the things, one of the reasons I had made the channel in the first place, was to try to, help new traders out, because I was once one of those traders. And I never found a channel until I found GDT. He was the first and still the only other channel that I know of that is as fully transparent as I am. I wanted people to be able to come to this channel and know that at any given time, everything that I'm saying is the truth. Because since the beginning, I have shown you everything, every day, every trade, everything. You've seen it all. And there's been nothing to hide, period. So you don't see that from other people. You don't even see that. I'm not throwing GDT under the bus here, but even GDT has days in the past that haven't been, fully out there per se. But that has completely changed with him. He is fully transparent now. I'm talking about in the past, back in the crazy TradeNet days. But you don't see the big guru channels. They don't post every day. They don't show you their win-loss every day. They don't show you statements and show you that they're using real accounts. And even some of the smaller channels that are rising through the ranks pretty quickly, they don't show you all that stuff. And I'm not saying that they're paper trading. I'm not saying that you can't trust them. I'm telling you to always do your due diligence before you give somebody your hard-earned money. Because say this person's course is $1,000. Well, that's $1,000 you could have put towards your trading account. That's $1,000 that you could have used well better served, right? As you could have used that $1,000 and lost it in the stock market to teach yourself more than that course that you just bought ever could have, right? So that's all I'm getting at is I want you guys to know that when you come here, you're in a good place. And I'm trying to help as much as I can without it affecting my overall goals in the stock market as well, which is obviously to become financially free, just like anybody else. That's the whole reason we're here, right? Is to make money. So let's try to, yeah, exactly. Like Circus said, $1,000 towards crypto, because we all know it's going to the moon. So anyway, let me catch up here. Do you have a link for that mic? I do. I have a beard. Nice. Let me get you that link real quick. It is not going to be an affiliate link, so don't even give me that crap. I don't even think the links, I put all those links down in the description on YouTube they were affiliate links, but I don't even think they work anymore. I think it'll come up like saying it's an affiliate link, but I don't think I would actually get anything for it, because it told me a long time ago, because no one was using them, that the link expired, I guess. But I think if you click on the links, it'll still take you to the product itself. All right. There's the link to the microphone. I do highly recommend, as a great starter microphone, is the Samson Q2U. If you can afford it. It's only, I think, a $60 mic. But then if you want to get all the other stuff, it comes with a stand. I actually have the stand somewhere. So it does come with that. It just doesn't come with like the shock mount, the arm boom, and like any kind of filters you want with it. So, but it's a really good mic. It's the mic that I use and I love it. There's people out there that have done reviews on the Samsung comparing to like the $100 to $200 range type mics, saying that it's just as good, if not better. And it can be used as an XLR mic as well. It's USB. I have it hooked up as USB, but if you want to hook it up to an amp, you can, because it does have the XLR capability, which a lot of USB mics don't typically have. So the replays of my live trades, I stopped doing that because I've been going live every single morning. So what I've been doing, if you go to the live stream from that morning, I will link or timestamp my live trades. So if you want to go back and actually watch the live trades, just go back to that morning's live stream, and in the description, I put the timestamps that take you right to the live trades. So if you didn't know that, now you do. You have to overhype it. You make $1, you act like you made 1 million. Just yell and use a demo account. You'll be fine. That's exactly what I just was saying I'm trying to get people away from. No, Tim, your videos are pretty chill. Technical recap is always good, and you don't belabor things too much. I enjoy them, and I feel I'm learning from them. Well, good. Shore for Sure says, ditto Kimberly. Good. I appreciate that, guys. And Shore for Sure, again, thank you for the dono earlier. I didn't overhype that. Shore for Sure, thank you for that $10 dono. You are amazing. Everybody, obliterate the like button. I just woke my son up. Uh-oh, I'm going to get yelled at. I do wish, however, you'd put the scanner screen in your recap videos because I'm new with the scanners and my execution is ill-timed. I don't know if I can actually do that. I would have to record it separately. I wonder if I can. I think you can record 2 screens at once. I'll have to look into that. Because I think that's what GDT and Kevin do when they insert the scanners. Because for a while there, I was actually like highlighting the scanner and stuff like that, and I had it on my screen. And the only reason I don't now is because it took up too much space, and a lot of people would say they couldn't see it anyway because it was so small. A lot of people watch on their phones. So I figured the most important thing for you guys to see was the chart and the montage, because you can kind of see me hitting the buttons on the montage. So that was kind of why I did what I did. You can use 2 OBSs at the same time? Interesting. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, business with the Chinese. If you go back, it's on every single one, because you'll see I put the symbols of the tickers that I traded that day at the end of the title when I go back and I timestamp them. So you'll see the date of the live stream, as well as, actually, I don't think it shows the date anymore ever since I've been streaming on Twitch, just because of the title, for title purposes. But I do put the tickers at the end as well. I could, when I edit that, I could put the date in there as well, I guess. I don't really see why I couldn't. Maybe I'll start doing that again. And then I timestamp them. Jack, what's up, man? You done did it now, donkey. Yeah, he's crying. Now I feel like an idiot. It was literally when I did that stupid voice, too. I knew that is what woke him up. Our house is so small. She always tells me that even when I'm just talking normal like this, she's actually above the other room in front of me. So even like with monitors blocking and stuff like that, she says that she can still hear me just talking normally from our room. I was like, ugh, I can only imagine, because the kids are right above me. Cheers, bro. I'll definitely be checking out more of your channel. Y'all have a good night. Thanks, Brett, for stopping by. I appreciate that, man. OBS Portable will let you run 2+ copies. Well, I'm not running portable, so I don't know. I'll look into it. I'm not going to look into it right now, but I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. The entries we went through. Yeah, I know they can go through the vents, but I don't think that's what's happening. I think our wall is just paper thin. The walls are paper thin. I feel like there was one other thing I want to talk about. 75%. I think that was it. Pretty sure that was it. Here, let me give you guys the weekend saying. Do you guys like these things? I really like these. Every day it's kind of a new one. I remember when I bought this at the end of last year, I thought it was going to be a good one. Follow your calling, not the crowd. That's a pretty good one, especially for us day traders. There's definitely not a big crowd here as day traders. There is currently, because I feel like a lot of people have jumped in trying to day trade since they've been stuck at home. Since Balls won't sponsor me, maybe I can get Coke Zero to sponsor me. I'll sit here and do a Rubik's Cube for you guys. I could show you guys the keyboard and microphone and headset that I bought. You guys interested in that? Let me make sure there's no crazy info in here, and then I can, okay, I don't see anything. So I got a nice little check from YouTube, and by nice I mean it was like $200, which is pretty crazy. Let me real quick, let me show you guys. Where's that YouTube Studio? So over the course of the first like year and a half or whatever of, oh wow, that's actually, yeah, that's right, 200 and 200. So last month I made $211 in YouTube ad revenue, and that was what, April to May of 2020. So everything before that, let me go to revenue here. So everything before that, which I don't have any idea what this one video, April 17th, let's see. Day trading stocks, INSG, RCUS. So I don't know why, but I think if I click on that, for some reason, it's that video, it has, I don't know. I think that was just like a random, I don't know. I wonder if I can break it down. Let me see. One of the videos I think like took off, because if you look at this, let's see, revenue. Yeah, see, like estimated revenue on just this video is $1.19, but for some reason, one of the videos on that day like took off. But anyways, what I was getting at is, so from April to May, I made $200, but from August, was it February? Yeah, February of 2019 until then, like I didn't even start making money until the beginning of this year. But so from January until April, I only made $200, and then I made $200 in just 1 month. But again, I think a lot of that has to do, like you can see right here, April 139. I think a lot of that, well, you can't see that. Let's scoot over. Yeah. I think a lot of that has to do with everyone just being home, and maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I told you guys, whatever I earn from the channel, I'm going to be doing my best to reinvest it into the channel. And yeah, I basically did that with just, I overbought a little bit. Here's that shock mount, by the way. It was a total of $21.19. So the three things I bought, we'll start with the mouse, is the same. I'm literally using the same mouse. It's just wired. And I love this mouse so much that I saw it actually went on sale for $129, and it's already back up to $149. But I'm waiting because it was out of stock. So, and it's still out of stock. It still says in stock on June 3rd. But yeah, so it's literally the same mouse I've been using for the last, I think I've had this mouse for about 4 years, and I just love it so much. But one thing I always hated was that it was wired, and they finally had come out with it in the wireless version, but I never wanted to pay for it. So I said, hey, now that we get some YouTube money, you saw it was what, $400 and some dollars. So there's 130 of it, or it was 137.79. Then we have this keyboard. Now, keep in mind, it is RGB. I'm not trying to be one of those RGB people. I will definitely be putting this on a stagnant color. Like the keyboard I have now is RGB, and it's been on blue the entire time. But this only has like RGB, blue, green, red, like pink, and some other colors. You can't like make the custom colors. So on this one, I will most likely see that orange over like the number 3, the E, the D, like that color. That's probably what I'll end up making. That's my favorite color. So, but yeah, this was $130, ended up being $137.79 after taxes. This was a purchase based off of a ton of research that I did. So after literally a couple days of researching keyboards, this is the one I came and ended up on. I do game a lot, so that had some motive behind the decision. But yeah, it's definitely a pretty cool keyboard. And then the last thing I bought was a little bit of a splurge. Was some Sony headphones. Now, if you go look, let's just do this real quick. Oops, Sony. These are their current top of the line headphones, and the M4s, assuming they're called the M4s, won't be out until later this year. These are usually, are you kidding me? Are they really on sale? Like $80 off right now? I might have to cancel mine. I'm going to tell you why in a second. And they're in stock. I wonder if I could cancel mine. So the difference between the two is, look at this. This is an international seller. So you could get these for, at the time, it was $100 cheaper. But right now, it's only $30 cheaper. And I think the only difference is it comes, when you first get it, it's in a different language because it's the international version. So wherever it originally was made for. And on top of that, you don't get the 1-year warranty backed by Sony. But this one says it has a seller warranty from the seller itself. But now that I'm seeing, that's the cheapest it's been on here for a while. Because look back here in December/January, and then it was that price again. Looks like the beginning of March. I guess it does drop down there, but as you can see, when I was looking at it the other day, it was $348, but now it dropped back down there to $278, and it's in stock. I wonder if it would ship right away. Let me see. I wonder if I can even still cancel this one. It does say I can still cancel it. It says May 27th through June 4th. Part of me kind of wants to do that for $30. Oh yeah, it's officially my wife's birthday. Maybe I'll wake her up when I go upstairs, sing her happy birthday. She'd be so pissed at me. Stop waking up my babies. You're still here, Mom? Go away. Why aren't you sleeping? To be honest, we need that crowd. Without them, they wouldn't be able to make money. It's true. You're right. In order for people to make money, people have to lose money, unfortunately. When you're in the trade, when do you hit the stop max $50 button? I haven't had to hit it lately because I've never even gotten past 2 entries. But the idea would be after I get my 3rd entry, that's when you would look to hit it. I'm probably going to have to up the price on that button probably to something like $150. What do you think about TrueTrader? He's running a ton of ads. Mike over at True Trading Group has kind of taken a turn. And Devin from the Discord, he used to be a very avid follower of Mike's. And I know my mom is not a trader. She's just a supporter. But yeah, I used to be part of his newsletter. And then he started sending like 2 or 3 emails a day talking about his course and like all this stuff. And then I went and checked out his channel because I was getting all these emails, and I noticed that he's been very pushy towards selling his room and his courses and stuff like that. And I was just like, ugh, Mike, come on. And I'm not trying to down talk him, but yeah, I have noticed exactly what you're noticing. He has taken a little bit of a shift in his methods on YouTube and via email. What do you think? Cool keyboard, Razer Ballistic version 2. I think that's an older one, isn't it? Razer Ballistic version 2. Oh, the gaming mouse. Yeah. This is basically the same mouse that I use. It's just Razer's version of it. Yeah. I remember looking at this. The only reason I don't like this one is just some of the the weight. I think the weight is a lot. I remember there was a reason that I didn't even look into this for some reason, because I remember it had all the same buttons and all that good stuff. I don't remember why I didn't like it. There was one thing about it I remember saying I didn't like. I want to say it was the weight, but I don't remember. And I wouldn't get it now because, oh, they do have the wireless. Is it the same? That is the same mouse. Here's the Ultimate. So it's the same. It's actually the same price too. It does look a little different too. I will say that I've just always, like, my keyboard's Logitech too. It's the old G110, and the Logitech mouse. I've always just loved their peripherals. They've just always done me well, and the Logitech mouses have always just been on point. Corsair K95. Oh yeah, this is actually one of the other ones I was looking at. It was between the K95, the one I got, and then the Logitech 913, which is their new, like, low profile keyboard, which is just absolutely amazing. Maybe it's the 915 because it's wireless. Yeah, there it is. No. Yeah, it is the 915. Maybe it's not G. No, it is. Here it is. But I couldn't find it anywhere. It was out of stock. I probably would have ended up splurging on this. It's a little bit more expensive. But I just absolutely loved the keyboard. But I couldn't find it anywhere. But the look and the build and everything is, like, really nice. But I couldn't find it anywhere. The only ones I could find were the clicky switches, and I can't do clicky switches. The wife would literally, if I ordered a clicky keyboard, they better send it with divorce papers, because it would save me a step. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, so back to my debate here. Do I spend an extra $30 to get the US version? And it's in stock, so I might get it quicker. It says my keyboard, with everything going on, it kind of sucks, because my keyboard, it says it should be here tomorrow, which it wasn't actually expected to be here until, like, Tuesday. The mouse, it says May 29th. So I guess as they're getting them in stock, because you saw it said June 3rd. So maybe, since I ordered it earlier, maybe they're backdating it a little for people that would be ordering it now. But the headphones, it says May 27th, which originally I think these said June 4th. So maybe that moved up. I just don't know if it's worth the $30, because technically it would be more than $30 because of taxes too. These actually have made it down to $232 before, which these were actually up at $330 at one point too. Because I remember back when I first looked at these, I was like, oh, you could save $20 by getting the international version. And I remember looking at these the other day, and I was like, holy crap. And I guess it's because they're starting to get on the older side, and the M4s will be supposedly coming out in the fall time, I think is the last time I had checked. Yeah, I have macro keys on this keyboard. I actually have 12 of them. If you look up the G110, you can see what I'm talking about. It's just, I never use them. I've found no use for them. Maybe if you were streaming or something like that, I could use them for something like that if I didn't have the Elgato Stream Deck, but I do, so I don't need it for that. I don't know. I've had no need for them, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I don't think it's worth $30 because the only difference I could find between the two is that it literally comes possibly in a different language when you first start it up, and that was it. And it doesn't come with a 1-year warranty. But Amazon's so good that if something's wrong with them right out of the gate, they'll take them back. And if there isn't anything wrong with them, the odds are having a 1-year warranty isn't going to be that big of a deal anyway. So, especially with a Sony product, if it was like some off-the-wall product like these current headphones, which these things, the edifiers, let me look those up in my orders. These, I did a ton of research on these because, again, when I first started I ordered these back on my birthday of last year. I remember because I got a gift card for my birthday, I think from my parents, but I think they were cheaper when I bought them. There, I could have just said view this order. Order details. They were more than $20. That had to be it because I had a gift card. Yeah, $69.97. Yeah, there's a $50 gift card. So they were the same price. All right, let's see. So they're literally the same price, but these things are amazing. Like these sounded just as good as, not as good, obviously, but I have V-Moda M100 crossovers, and these are $300 headphones. They're still like $250 headphones, and these are like really old. But these are, and you can see the use. Why is this not clicking? Uh-oh. My wife better not have broken these. I'll be really pissed. Why is this? Oh, the string's gone. I was like, why is this not clicking? Somehow she got that wrapped. There we go. So you can see, like, just from how much I've worn them, maybe you can't see, but they're pretty, like the top part is kind of tore up, but these things are so comfortable, and these are like audiophile type headphones and they're very music geared. So anytime I want to listen to music, I'll throw those on. But these, the main reason I bought them was because they're wireless, and I can wear them around the house. So I can leave the ISW scanners up, and I can just walk around the house during the day. And if I hear an alert, I'll get it. Where before, if I have wired headphones on, I couldn't get up and, go walk around the house if I wanted to pay attention to the ISW scanners possibly giving me an alert. So that was the main reason I bought these things. And I did a ton of research on headphones under $100, and the ones that were like $99.99 or whatever to be under $100, there was tons of those being reviewed. And then there was always the top 10 list, the top 5 list. I mean, I must have did research for about a week on headphones, and I kept coming across these edifiers. And as you can see, the reviews on them are great. And it was just lots of YouTube, lots of Googling, like seeing them on the list there. And it was just, the more research I did, the more I kept coming back to these edifiers, and I ended up buying them. And when I put them on the first time, I was like, holy crap, like these things are actually good. And like listening to music, like that was one of the big things, because I listen to music all the time. Mainly like Linkin Park, like a lot of the old school, rock, alternative rock, stuff like that. And I had to have headphones that were good. And these headphones are really good. And so if you're looking for a pair of starter wireless headphones, I highly recommend these. But then, I started saying, hey, maybe I could upgrade a little bit. And again, did my research, and between these and the Bose 700s, everyone pretty much said that these things win hands down. So that's why I'm getting them. These are pretty much like, it's kind of a splurge, kind of a way to treat myself for all the hard work I've done on YouTube, and we'll go from there. So we'll see how they turn out. If I don't like them, I can always send them back. So we'll see, because I'm very happy with these headphones, these edifiers. So I even told the wife I wanted to get another pair of these back when I first got them, so that we could like sit on the couch after the kids go to bed and watch TV through the headphones, so we wouldn't have to, possibly wake the kids up by having the TV too loud and stuff. So yeah. Oh, did you see my address? Oh, well, send me some good stuff for Christmas. Send me a Christmas card. My shipping from Amazon has been so slow, missing always by the day. Yeah, I wish I could pick the shipping company, because I would never use USPS. So, hey, Laura, tell us the secrets about Tim. K95 used the Elgato. So, yeah, I saw that, where you can, the macro keys, you can, yeah, I saw that. You're not greedy enough to be a YouTuber? What do you mean by that, Kevin? how do you become greedy? Do you have to like lie and cheat and steal? I think after Kevin answers this, I'm going to probably get out of here. I am getting a little bit tired. It's time for me to get out of here. Stop waking my kid up. I can hear him playing around. Doesn't seem like you're primarily about the cha-ching. Nah. The thing, I tell Dave this all the time. I want the YouTube channel to succeed for the reasons I told you guys earlier. I want to be a channel that can create content and get to people, the new traders especially, before they're taken up by the gurus. But at the same time, I would like to make sure trading is my number one focus. I don't ever want to get to the point where I'm focused on YouTube being a primary source of income or like affiliates being a primary source of income. I'm always going to recommend what I think to be the best available product for anybody's given situation, like CMEG. CMEG, I went out and got a discount for you guys, which I do get an affiliate commission from. But the reason I'm getting that is because I'm providing you with the discount that I went out to get for you to begin with. So I worked for you guys. So it's only natural that I get paid for that, right? So, and it's a way to help support the channel. Same with ISW. But I'm not going out of my way, and I can't tell you how many affiliations I've turned down. And the only reason I accepted the Webull affiliation was to try to get you guys free stocks. I mean, you guys, I still don't push Webull at all. And the only time I've ever even talked about Webull was when I've went out of my way to say, hey, use them because they're giving you 2 free stocks, and then don't ever trade with them. Like I can't believe they even, I'm assuming if they ever watched one of my videos and saw me say that, they would not let me be an affiliate anymore. So I become an affiliate to help the viewers of the channel. I'm not going out of my way to make it a primary source of income. Does it help the channel when you sign up through my link or use my code? Of course, right? That was kind of like the help me help you, or like let's help each other kind of thing, right? And instead of signing up for CMEG, because I tell you to, because it's the best thing to use under $25,000 to avoid PDT, and paying $395 without an affiliate code, or having to send you to somebody else's channel, why not just do the little bit of extra work on my end, get you the affiliate code that is the same as theirs, and get you the $295 trades, and you can help support the channel at the same time, right? It makes sense. Same with the ISW scanners. You use the link for the ISW scanners. It helps the channel out. You get a discount. Help me help you. I help you help me. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm never going to be about that. And the same with YouTube. You guys watching the YouTube channel, as you saw a little bit earlier, it does help support the channel. It does put a little bit of extra money back in my pocket. But as you can see, it's not something you can make a living off of, at least not at this stage of the channel's life. Again, though, even if it were to get up to those types of numbers, I really would only hope that that's always a secondary income. I want to focus on trading. That's always been my main focus. I want to master trading. I don't ever want to be one of those channels that switches gears and tries to make money off of their viewers before showing that you can make all your money from trading in the first place. So I think you're right, Kevin, but at the same time, I'm not going to necessarily say this isn't a business, right? Everybody wants to have different sources of income. So I'm not going to hate the fact that I could make money from YouTube or from CMEG or from ISW. Like, those are sources of income for me and my family. So of course I'm not going to turn them down, but I do work for them, right? I do go out of my way to put in the time and effort. It's not like I'm just throwing those things out there and expecting them to work for me. So that is all I got for you guys. Have a great weekend, and thank you for the scripts. Yeah, of course. I was feeling the same thing. I'm out, bro. Yeah, I think we're all kind of getting tired. Enjoy the 3-day weekend. Make use of it. Everybody do something productive. Get a little studying in this weekend. Go back and look at some charts. Do whatever you got to do. And don't forget, Bearded Trader, to get in contact with me. I still haven't got a message from you. I will reach out to you. I think I know how to get a hold of you. And congrats again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday morning. Have a good weekend. Peace. Free the dot.